welcome back. Oh, who are you? Who are you?
Well, my name's Dave, and I've been teaching computer science for a while. Who are you?
That's not what I meant, but yeah, and I'm Craig, and I've been teaching computer science for a while. Look, okay, so if you're tuning in for the first time, you're like, what on earth is going on? But as a lot of our subscribers and students will know, and teachers alike, we did a series we called Unscripted. When was the last time we did one? I want to say coming up to almost a year now, probably.
Yeah.
And we did a video religiously pretty much every week, I think, for 52 weeks. And it was a fun series. It's the first time we'd ventured into sort of like a vlogging territory, well known for the educational videos, but we never showed our face on that. It's about the learning of computer science, and we decided to do something different, and it went down really well, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. But I think it's fair to say, after 52 videos in 52 weeks, it was time to take a pause. I wouldn't say we were burnt out. It's just that I don't know how professional YouTubers do it. We were doing one video a week, but we did say, I think in the last video, didn't we, Dave, that we wanted to bring this back, maybe slightly re-engineered, in a different format. We did say we'd return to the videos. So yeah, here we are. But why now? I mean, what have you been up to? I feel like I've not seen you in ages.
Yeah, I know. First time I've seen you in a year.
Yeah, that's obviously not the case, by the way.
Not really, obviously. Yeah, well, the thing is that a lot's been happening with Craig and Dave, hasn't it? I mean, we just seem to be rushed off our feet all the time. I mean, we've been working quite hard on content for Smart Revise, and we've now got business studies covered in Smart Revise as well, and that's taken up an awful lot of our time, and lots of other projects and bits and pieces, and we just haven't really had time for the YouTube channel. But it's something we really, really want to do, isn't it? Because it's a great opportunity for us to reach out to students and teachers and tell you what we've been doing. I think what's interesting is that, we started the Unscripted series because I said, and I can't remember the actual statistics, but I remember saying, oh, look, we've got about 25,000 subscribers, and I wonder whether we could get to 35,000 if we started doing some sort of, vlogging and whatnot, because that seemed to be the in thing on YouTube back then. And I think what's interesting is we've actually grown in terms of subscribers more in the time we haven't been doing the Unscripted than when we did. But I think the Unscripted was the catalyst.
You're making an argument for us not returning for a second series.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. But no, that was the sort of catalyst, and obviously the subscriber numbers increased significantly when we did the Unscripted, but they've just continued to grow since then, and we still can't quite fathom why people would subscribe to our channel, because obviously we get the views, don't we? I mean, you view our flipped classroom videos to learn computer science content. We'll talk about that in a minute, I'm sure. But it's the subscriptions. Why do you want us in your YouTube notifications and whatnot? But hey, we loads of teachers and students have reached out to us and said, hey, we really like the Unscripted, and a lot of teachers said they listened to it on the drive home and whatnot. So yeah, we thought we'd come back because people are asking for it, and also we've got lots of things that we want to share about what we're doing.
Yeah. So I think, the Unscripted series went down well. People enjoyed it. We got lots of positive feedback, but we did obviously get some constructive criticism and feedback, and we want to address that with the second series. So one of them was there seemed to be sort of no real themes, and that's right. I mean, we jumped from week to week. A lot of the stuff we did in the first series was great, and we'll be doing similar themes, but from week to week, we almost didn't know what we're going to do. Oh, we've got a guest, so we'll do that this week. We've got no one.
We made it up as we're going along. That sounds like teaching.
Yeah. Dave. So we actually sat down and thought, right, what are the main things? And like any one of the videos we do will fall into one of these categories. So we're still going to do a series and range and different style of videos. But one of the things we're going to do is we're going to make sure a bit more focused to make sure any video we do falls into a category we think has value. So we'll look at those. The other criticism, and we know this, is the videos are too long. So they ran for 40, 45, 50 minutes. That's because Dave and I really like the sound of our own voice. We appreciate that that's long for a video. video. So we're going to try. I mean, these are longer than obviously the flipped classroom videos, which are bite-sized bits of learning. But we'll try that these discussions don't go on for sort of more than 15 to 20 minutes. And if we feel it's a worthwhile discussion, then we'll split it into a couple of videos. So that said, we're 5 minutes in, so that's a quarter of our
Wow. I'll tell you what's not going to change though, Craig, before we go any further. It wouldn't be Craig and Dave content if A, the video quality was, you know, a little bit questionable, and B, if the audio quality wasn't a little bit questionable as well. So of course, what you know and love about Craig and Dave videos is not going to change in that respect. Right. And there was one comment on our unscripted series about me and my behavior on the unscripted, because it was pointed out to me that I'm like a nodding dog. I just sit there all the way through when you're talking or a guest is talking, going and I do, and I'm really conscious of it now, and I can't stop myself. I'm a nodding dog. Anyway, enough of that. Tell us what's going to be changing.
Right. Okay. So we'll run through then. Really. So we've got 1, 2, 5. Yeah, 5 kind of broad categories, things to focus of us. So we're going to make sure that, you know, other than the odd possible exception, I won't promise that 95+% of videos will fall into one of these categories. So we can make sure the video is always adding value to, you know, at least a particular audience. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do, and we've been asked this before, we'll do a series of videos on flipped classroom content. So do you want to talk briefly, Dave, about what that means and the type of videos that we would do if we were covering, you know, a flipped classroom content video?
Well, Dave and brief are incompatible, but yeah, I'll attempt it. In essence, we want 12-minute bite-sized videos that cover every bullet point of the specification. We cover the major exam boards, and you know that will continue. That's the bread and butter of our channel. That's what it's really all about, and we will not monetize that content. We never have, we never will. So no ads, no sponsors. Flipped classroom video content. That's really what the channel's about. That isn't going to change.
Yeah. So this is new. We did literally none of these last time, but I don't think possibly the closest we got was talking about Windows 11, but it wasn't really an in the news thing. But loads of exciting things happen in the news directly related to the field of computer science, whether it's a discussion of the ethical and moral, you know, implications of a new piece of technology, or, you know, the latest cyber attack. And I think they're great opportunities. I mean, off the top of my head, you know, that the world is going bonkers at the moment over ChatGPT, language models, great things to talk about. So this one will be a new one, but I think if we find a particular, you know, nugget of news, something particularly interesting, that will be that's something we want to start doing in this series. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think that's really fair to say. Absolutely. And you'll appreciate that maybe we don't know as much as you think we do, because there's an awful lot happening in the world with technology that we don't know much about. So we'll have a general rambling chat about things we don't know what we're talking about. Why not?
Yeah, it's just our opinions. Exactly. This next one, this was videos we did quite a few of these last time, educational discussions, from really fun ones I recall, just like worst phrases we hear teachers say, to, you know, room 101, but to some serious ones as well, the benefit of homework, the benefit of X versus Y. And I think that's something we want to do a bit more of, because they were some really, you know, fun and interesting videos. So, I mean, I've got some notes here, Dave. Maybe you could expand things. I mean, we did this last time. Things like spotlights on TES, Schools Week articles, pedagogical discussions. So, what sort of things might people expect from our sort of educational discussion videos?
Yeah, well, just really what you've been saying. You know, we're passionate about the art of teaching, which is called pedagogy. But there are lots of different ways of delivering, you know, great lessons. And so we'll just explore, you know, some of the thought process that is out there in terms of what a good lesson looks like, and explore some of the research and bits and pieces. But as usual, keeping it pretty light-hearted in a Craig and Dave way.
Yeah, and it will be our opinion, and that's always important to say. Whenever you read an article, you can be very convinced that that's the way it should be done, because the author of the article will write with authority that that's what we do. But it's not difficult to find two articles that write with authority, showing two different things. And I think we did a bit of that before, like, well, here's a great article saying this is what you should do, and here's another great article saying this is what you should do. Well, they're opposite. So, you know, we'll try and take a balanced view and then look at some of those things in comparisons. And the answer is no one, when it comes to educational discussions, theory, pedagogy, what you should do, no one size fits all. And I think that's why those discussions are so interesting, because we can just give our perspective, but it is just our perspective. I'll let you take the next one, Dave, because this is one you're quite keen on. And we did a bit of this last time, but I don't think we did anywhere near enough. So spotlighting Craig and Dave resources.
Yeah, so we spend quite a lot of our time talking to individual teachers over Zoom and Teams and supporting them in using our resources in the classroom. And we really enjoy doing that. But we have the same conversations again and again and again about how you deliver our resources in the classroom. So we're not going to stop talking to you on a one-to-one basis. We still want to do that. Of course we do. But also we want to be able to signpost you to perhaps a video we've already recorded on the subject so that you can reflect on that in your own time as well. So it would be, you know, things like how to use quiz mode in Smart Revise in the classroom, or the difference between quiz mode and task mode, or, you know, getting the most out of peer marking in Smart Revise. As well as things like how am I supposed to structure a Craig and Dave lesson with all these resources you've got, or what does a typical programming lesson look like for Craig and Dave, and those sorts of things.
Yeah. And I think the last category, this is one we're definitely keen to, is guest speakers. I mean, that was some of our most fun videos last time. I mean, I won't attempt to remember them all, but a few highlights. When we spoke to Sasha Valor from Coding Rooms, we spoke to Karen Morris from a grammar school for girls about girls and computing and cyber first. You know, we spoke to Alan Harrison, who'd authored a book, and they were fun. And we spoke to students as well. You know, we had Jack Rafferty, I remember, young game engineer BAFTA award, I recall. So we want to do more with those sort of things. And actually, we've already got the ball rolling. In a video coming up not too long, we've actually arranged to meet with Angie from Code Monkey. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's from Code Monkey. And I'll put a caveat out there for those particular videos, because although we're going to keep these ones to probably no more than 20 minutes is the aim there, those particular ones with the guest speakers, we don't want to clip their wings, so they will go as long as they go, and you can choose not to watch them if you know, if it's too much. But you know, anybody that's out there that's doing good things in our industry, and you want to, you know, come on to our channel and have a chat, you know, we offer you that opportunity. You don't need to give us money for that. There's no.
I was about to say that. I'm glad you said that.
Go for it.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's important. You know, I don't want people thinking that guest speakers are paid for us to promote their resources. So, you know, Code Monkey is a completely independent company, started off in America, Arizona. They're now sort of got resellers all over the world, but they've not come to us with an offer of money. You're not out there thinking, oh, well, they're just pushing that. We understand, obviously, popular full-time YouTubers with millions of subscribers, of course they do sponsored ads. I get it. That's not what we're about. We're not of that size or inclination. So anyone out there, you know, reach out to us. You know, reach out to us an email address. I can pop that up just at the end there. And if it's about computer science, about, you know, improving computer science education, or just in the field of, you know, computer science and technology, and something that you think students teach might be interested in, you know, we're happy to give you a spotlight video. You can come on, you know, demo your product, talk to us about it. We'll have a look at it first just to check it's in the sort of the quite wheelhouse of what we're doing. But yes, please reach out to us. We are not getting monetary. We're not getting money. We're not getting money for pushing particular companies or products. I think that's fair to say, isn't it?
No, we're not into paid promotion. And you know, I will say that our inbox gets filled every day with people wanting to advertise on our YouTube channel. You know, everyone from Nike and Adidas to goodness knows who, you know, contact us and say, can we do ads on your channel? It's just not what we do. We don't want to advertise to children, so or indeed to teachers, and we don't want to have a reputation of getting money from paid sponsorships and things like that. It's not really what we're about. So yeah, the offer is genuine. If you have got something to share with the wider world, and you want to reach tens of thousands of students and teachers, both nationwide in the UK and across the world, then come onto our channel and do your thing. And it can be anything from a book that maybe you've published, or an article that you have written for Schools Week or TES, or one of the popular teaching magazines, and you want to, talk about that article, explain in a bit more detail. Or maybe you're an edtech company and you've got, the latest and greatest thing to put into classrooms to enhance teaching and learning. It really can be anything, and the offer is there for you to get in touch with us, and we'll arrange to have one of these meetings with you. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, brilliant. That's good. And every guest speaker that reaches out to us and helps us do a video, it's one less panic video I have to plan. Not that we overly plan them, as you can tell, hence the unscripted title. But yeah, the offer's genuine. Blimey, Dave, 16 minutes. I think we've kept to it. I don't think there's an awful lot to say other than we have missed doing these, but we've just been busy. As I say, we don't get back in. Oh, the one other thing I should say, we won't be sticking strictly to this sort of like one video every week. We just need a bit more flexibility with the company. I think it's fair to say our broad goal is to release sort of like a couple of these vlogs every month. But it may be, sometimes they come towards the end of the month, and some months you get 3. But we won't be sticking to that strictly sort of every Monday at 4 p.m. the thing we were doing, just to give us a bit of flexibility as well.
Yeah. I mean, that was really about the algorithms. I'd done a little bit of research into YouTube and realized that if you want a channel to grow, then you need to put content out regularly into a particular timetable, and that works. But that's not what this is about. This is about just reaching out to students and teachers and doing good things for education. So absolutely, we'll be doing it on a much more ad hoc basis. And here is our email address, admin@craiganddave.co.uk. And for you students out there, we love all the silly comments that we get from emails and comments on the videos and whatnot. They do make us smile. We are teachers and we've seen it all. But please, can I just ask you to be respectful and don't, flood our inbox with inappropriate suggestions of coming onto our YouTube channel. If we were going to have a student talk to us on the unscripted, then we would have to get parental permission, and we'd have to go through all sorts of safeguarding bits and pieces to make that happen. Not to say we won't, but we're not going to jump over those hurdles just for an ad hoc email that you send out to us. So, if you're doing something that you think is worthwhile sharing with the community, then we're more than happy to talk to you. But please don't just spam us, because obviously that is a little bit disrespectful, and we would just ask for you to show us just a few manners there. That would be much appreciated. Thank you.
Brilliant. Well, I think that's it then. Looking forward to getting back into it. I'm not sure what our first video after this will be, but as I said, we've got one arranged with Angie from Code Monkey, and we've got a few other ideas in the pipeline. But keep watching this space, because as I said, hopefully there'll be a video out there shortly. And looking forward to getting back into it. Thanks everyone. Bye-bye.